All right, Deonte, what kind of problems are you facing this week?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What sort of problems does Eastern Washington cause you?
Me personally, I don't want to look at it me personally, but the defense, man, I mean, they're just a good offensively, they're a good team, you know. Really talented quarterback, talented receivers. It looks like the line's blocking well. Running backs are fast. You know, they look like a pretty speedy team. So I mean, they're going. Looks like a really good offense. So we got to be on our toes for sure.
But you see now their core wide receivers, obviously they lose all three of the big guys from last year. They're replacing with three guys that seem just as good.
Man, I know. I was, you know, I was looking at it. I was like, oh, you know, all the three guys are gone. And you look on film again, and there's, you know, 3 or 4 new guys who are playing ball really well. So, you know, you just got to go in there and, you know, you respect every opponent. But these guys are, you know, they're definitely some of the top receivers in the Big Sky.
Is that a challenge you embrace personally?
You know, I just like to, my motto is go out there and have fun regardless of who I'm playing. Go out there and play football. Play to the glory of God and, you know, just go out there and do what the coaches has designed for us to do. So,
how do you describe this Montana State Eastern Washington rivalry game?
You know, it's just another game of the conference, to be honest with you. They're a good team, you know, undefeated in conference. We're undefeated in conference. So, I mean, the hype gets built up around that for sure. If it was any other team, you would be calling it a rivalry. If it was UC Davis, they were undefeated. But, I mean, it's just a game against 2 undefeated teams in conference that, you know, means a lot. So, you know.
Was it nice getting into having the experience of being in a close game against Northern Colorado that you can maybe apply towards later games in the season?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, was it nice having the experience of being in tight, close game situations against Northern Colorado to maybe apply towards future games?
Well, I think like guy asked Denarius the question, do you like to be in close games? Absolutely not. You know, you want to blow everyone out. But you know, like our coach said, teams are defined by, you know, how they respond. Not things when things are going well, but through adversity. I mean, we want to limit the adversity as much as possible, but adversity will come upon you sooner or later. So good to see that MSU responds well to that adversity.
You said this was just another week, but does it feel a little bit different out there?
You know, I sure hope not. You know, you gotta approach every week the same. You know, whether it's I guess a quote unquote big game in the eyes of everyone out there, or a game you're supposed to dominate. You gotta come in each week with the same mindset.
Cody had talked earlier about preparing for that red field because it's a little tough to see. I mean, do you have to prepare for that as well?
Man, you know, I don't remember much about that red field from 2 years ago, but I mean, it was all right to play with. I didn't have too many problems with that red field. I mean, it's a little different, obviously, from every other field, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Mentioned the wide receivers. Everyone likes to put the ball up there in the air and let those guys go get it. So how does that change how you approach the game?
You know, he has faith in his receivers, and watching them on film, they made plays. So, I mean, there's gonna be opportunities up in the air. So, I mean, you know, want to make plays on the ball for sure.
What do you remember about that play you made on the ball 2 years ago? That was kind of like you're coming out.
You know, people like to give me all the credit for that, but if you watch that film again, Sean Gord's, I think Brandon Kaufman ran a slant. Bo Levi threw it. Sean Gord's actually, you know, helped me with that interception. So, you know, a lot of thanks goes to Sean on that play.
Does the defense have to elevate its game this week?
You know, I think the defense just has to do what the coaches designed for them to do. I mean, I don't know what you really mean, elevate our game. We want to do that every game, whether it's Eastern or whether it was Northern Colorado, no matter who it is. We want to elevate our game. There's always something that you can do better. You know, looking at film, you never play a completely perfect game, so there's always something you can work on.
Their quarterback able to scramble to keep plays live. Will it help you at all that you practice against McGee, who's one of the best at doing that?
Man, yeah, I think it does help a lot. I mean, you know, something that the defensive back coaches really instill in our mind is plaster, especially with Vernon Adams. We're going to need to plaster the receivers.
Is there any difference in preparation going from a quarterback who stands in the pocket to a quarterback like Vernon Adams who gets around and creates plays on his own?
Not really. I mean, it's all the same thing. I think there's going to be a lot more emphasis on plastering the receivers, obviously, with a more mobile quarterback.
You're going into a hostile environment probably for the first time this year. Is that something you're looking forward to?
You know what? Yeah, man. I mean, it's always I mean, it's always fun. I just like to play football, man. No matter what the environment is, you know. Playing here, especially, you know, you don't get that everywhere you go. So I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Just go out there and play football. Do what the coach tells you to do.
What have you thought of Stephen Bethley's leadership on the back end for you guys there?
Oh man, Stephen Bethley is a great leader. You know, I think on and off the field for sure. He has a lot of character for sure, and he studies the film again and again, and I think he puts a lot of time and effort into being a good safety, and I think that shows out there on the field. And not only just on the football field, he's a pretty funny, lighthearted guy, which helps the defensive back group because you got to have that one, forget the last play mentality in the backfield for sure.
Do you see some of the younger guys leaning on him since he has so much game experience?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just going to him for play calls or what to expect when you see certain formations. I guess with experience, you grow in wisdom and knowledge of the game. So definitely, we like to go to him and ask questions that we have.
All right, thanks.